Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. You know, there's a lot of fly fishing being done. I know a lot of the streams are super low, but every now and then you get that hatch that everybody waits for, the March Browns in particular. We were on the Lehigh River in Jim Thorpe with Tom Leinhard, hoping to latch into a few beautiful trout. So Tom, tell us, where are we today and what are we going to do?
Well, we're in Jim Thorpe on the Lehigh River, right in the county parking lot. Right above us is the new walking bridge they put in, connects the D&L Trail. Gonna fish the Lehigh River here today.
So we're gonna start. Are we gonna wait to see a fish, or are we just gonna go and cast? What are we doing?
We're gonna sit here and we're gonna wait for a little bit and see if we see a fish rise. We don't want to keep pounding the water. That's one thing I do not like to do, because if fish are sitting right below the surface looking up, you know, we don't want to put them down. We want to kind of wait till we see at least a fish feed on a natural before we start casting.
Is this normally how high it is? This is controlled by the dam, right?
This is controlled by the dam. This is like a perfect flow for dry fly fishing. When the water gets up a little bit, like anywhere in the Lehigh River, it's tough to wade. But right now, conditions are perfect.
So middle of the day, it is literally 80 some degrees out today.
Yes.
Are you convinced we're gonna see fish, turn fish? What do you think?
I'm hoping so. As soon as we were walking down, we saw some March Browns on the water. So that's a good sign. As long as the fish start eating them, we'll be in good shape.
What is that?
That is a March Brown.
A mayfly, right?
Mayfly. You know, that's what we're hopefully gonna fish tonight. See them right there. These are some flies that I tied this morning. This is that we tied the sulfur version of the clink hammer. That's going to be the March Brown. Hopefully that's the fly we use today. We'll start with, we saw some March Browns, a couple of them when we first walked down. So if we see some fish feed, we're going to try that. If we see some sulfurs, we're going to start with that. That was the sulfur that we tied up. There's not a better feeling in the world than catching a fish on the dry fly, in my opinion. You know,
and especially if you tied it.
And especially if you tied, yes.
Oh, you got him! Yeah! Oh, the nice trout too.
That is.
I saw him whack that.
I was actually looking over. Oh,
that's a beautiful fish.
I like when they get a little acrobatic too.
That is a gorgeous trout. Nice job.
That was a nice fish.
So Tom, while you're doing that, why don't you tell me what kind of leader, what fly did you end up catching that on? Tell me that stuff.
I caught it on a sulfur comparadon there, a 9-foot 4X leader, and then I put about 2 feet of 5X on.
And what size hook was that fly?
A 16 sulfur comparadon. We talked about coochies.
Yep.
It's actually a sparkle dun.
So you have an idea of what bugs you're going to use. What makes that bug hatch at this time of the year? What is the perfect scenario?
Well, in a perfect scenario right now, we see some March Browns hatching. I was hoping and praying that we saw some sulfurs. For some reason, I don't know why, fish don't, a lot of times when I'm on the river, they don't seem to be eating the March Browns immersion and stuff. It always seems like the spinner fall. Now, when the sulfurs are on, it seems like they're eating the sulfurs as soon as they're popping off. I don't know if they taste better or what but they just, I was really hoping we'd see some sulfurs. Now, we didn't see any, but we just got here, so, and it's a little early yet.
Oh, you got him. You got him. Nice. Right on that seam.
Yep.
He's coming right into you, buddy.
Chub.
Chub. That's all right.
Absolutely.
Put some excitement in our world there for a minute.
Did. Chub.
All right. Time of the day matter?
Yeah, like I like to come in the afternoon for March browns. Sulfurs definitely later in the evening. You know, 6, 7 o'clock, come out in the water. Then usually like 8, 8:30, you'll start seeing a spinner fall, the sulfurs, and even some March browns.
So is this like the prime time? Does it get better as we go into the summer?
This is right now probably like this is the beginning of the next 2, 3 weeks are going to be like prime dry fly fishing with sulfurs and March browns, and you know it should get good. Got him.
There you go. There you go. Boy, you fished for that fish enough, Tom.
Yeah.
Feel like a good one?
Yeah, it seems like a nice one.
Well, you put that bug in front of him 1,000,000 times.
Switched over to March brown.
So you caught this on a different fly?
Yeah, I put a March brown on.
Pretty fish.
That is a pretty fish. It is.
Nice going. They were stubborn tonight,
They were.
but you kept changing flies. You were determined to hook something. Look at a beautiful brown stripe.
That is
on
beautiful.
Fish. Nice going, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tom, you never, ever disappoint us. And of course, we'll do more stories, more tie more flies with Tom in the future. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.